All right, thank you, Mary. There's a new original spy thriller on TV. An undercover CIA operative masquerades as a professional soccer player. That's Matador. Gabriel Luna and Alfred Molina join us. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good morning. We're good, thank you.
I touched on this show, a little bit of the concept, but take us into a little bit more detail about the show and how your characters relate.
Go ahead. He's the leading man, so he's going to do all the talking.
Yeah. I want the leading man. Go ahead.
Well, our show centers around this this idea that this little known branch of the CIA kind of cooks up, and how they need someone with athleticism that could conceivably push him to the front of this this tryout for the Los Angeles professional soccer team, because the owner, played by Alfred Molina, is thought to be an international villain.
Yeah, rather nefarious.
Right. Well,
character.
Gabriel, how much soccer do you play on the show? And I guess, did you have prior experience with the sport?
Well, I play on the show. You know, it's kind of dropped in intermittently throughout the season, but I trained for approximately. You know, I got the job, and for 3 weeks I was just training beforehand. And as I went through the process of throughout the season, you know, you would just find the time in between what you were doing. But no, I've loved the game for about 10 years now, and I just scored my first goal last night, playing with some friends of yours from members of BAFTA.
Yeah.
We play up in the valley, and it was as described by my friend Dean. It was a screaming header.
Was it?
That hit the back of the net like a bullet.
See, what Gabriel won't tell you, because he's far too modest, he looks really hot in a pair of shorts. He looks great. He looks great in the shorts. He really does.
Was there a goalie? Was there a goalie in the net?
Where's
or was
the
it
high
just
socks
open?
been? Was there a goalie, Mike?
Hey, it's a cheap shot.
Unfair, Michael. Unfair.
I apologize. Hey, this might seem like a
Cheeky
stretch.
guys in Omaha, Nebraska.
This might seem like a stretch, but does the rise in soccer's popularity, and I'm talking about the World Cup here, with so much interest surrounding that, do you think it affects the interest in Matador?
Well, I don't think it would do it any. It's a bit like chicken soup. You know, it won't do any harm. But I think there is growing interest in soccer, and if that sort of folds into getting, you know, at least sort of tweaking the curiosity of the audience for our show, then that's all for the good. But you know, the thing is that the soccer is very much like a background of, you know, it's part of the fabric of the show. It's not the whole reason for the show, but it gives it a sort of uniqueness, you know, because we've never seen quite this kind of format before. So it's pretty exciting. And
it certainly does offer this uniqueness. I think the football aspect of the whole thing is kind of the turn on the thing, you know. It's the turn on the spy genre and everything else. And speaking with some people who, some various blogs and podcasts and people, radio personalities who deal in soccer, you know, they're very excited to see soccer displayed in such a way as this high profile, with a great owner who's a billionaire who pumps money into it, and you know, and to give it the sense of a basketball or American football, and just you know, with the cars and the women and the parties and everything else. So I think there is a very appealing thought. It's a place, it's a fantasy of where they want soccer to go, you know, in the States, and fans of the sport will I think will enjoy that.
Can you expand a little bit on, I guess, the plot, how it kind of weaves in? You were talking about the partying, the soccer, the ladies. How does this? What can viewers come to expect some of those first few episodes?
Well, the show looks very glamorous. You know, it's high quality TV in the sense that, you know, it looks really good. There's some fantastic sort of visual value of shooting the show in Los Angeles and seeing all that heat and summertime and the sunshine and so on. But also it's combining, you know, all the elements of spy thrillers and sort of you know, suspense shows with this fantastic athleticism of the soccer or the football, depending on what part of the world you come from. Sure. And I think it's a very exciting format. You know, it's new. It's very different. And also we're on a brand new network, El Rey, so they've got a lot of faith in the show and so on. So it's a really exciting prospect.
Well, Matador airs Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock on El Rey. Guys, thanks for joining us this morning. And Gabriel, I apologize for busting your chops a little bit, but I hope you'll come back sometime. Hope you'll come back and talk to us.
There was a goalie.
Yeah,
and I
there
beat
was a
him,
goalie.
Mike.
For the record, right. Thanks, guys,
Buried
for
it.
joining us. We
The
appreciate
goalie
it.
was me.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank
All right, Mary, over to you.
Thank you.